Of all the characters that could have been killed off, why? Hey guys, ForTheAfro Reviews here, and today I'll be reviewing Attack on Titan Chapter 105. This chapter begins with Eren being pulled onto the airship by Armin, and we kind of see that Armin's giving him a look. Like, Armin, Mikasa, and Eren all have like these really depressed looks on their faces, and it's kind of weird to think about where they came from and where they're at now, because they are obviously very distraught. When Eren's brought on the ship, he's confronted by Levi immediately. He's like, "Hey, Captain," and Levi kicks him straight across the face. And says you're under arrest because if you remember, Eren did all of this without permission from the Survey Corps. He initiated this plan and like he let them know stuff, and like obviously the Survey Corps had like a planned assault around Eren, but like Eren pretty much forced their hand because like they have to get him back. They can't just leave him there. So he forced their hand, and he's now going to be punished for it. But he doesn't really seem to care, and I can't really blame him because I mean, he only has a couple more like years to live or whatever, and on top of that, like they're gonna need him. He's still gonna be able to do the shit he wants. Like, nothing's gonna change for him. So he's just like, yeah, whatever. Go ahead, arrest me. Ooh, big deal. Next, we see the rest of the scouts start like coming back into the ship and everything, like retreating. You know, Jean is one of the first people to get up in there, and they're all kind of just celebrating, like being really excited. And Flock, I think that's his name, or yeah, Flock, I think is his name. I don't know. He's like the character from the Shiganshina arc, you know, like where they fought the Beast Titan and the Cart Titan, all of them. The only person that survived that wasn't from Levi or Hanji squad was this guy, and he's in there too, getting really excited and starting a ruckus that I'm kind of mad at him for, because this ruckus leads to a death that I will get to. But yeah, so they're all celebrating. They're all really happy at this moment. Everything's going great. They're talking about some of the casualties they suffered, and it turns out they only suffered 6 as of right now in the chapter. They only suffered 6 casualties, so from like the usual scout missions, this is incredible. Usually there's a huge death toll, and only 6 people for all the damage they did is great. So I can get why they're celebrating. I'm just mad because of what it leads to later. Connie is hugging Jean and Sasha, saying like how happy he is that they aren't some of the people that died. I'm obviously like I'm sad that they like the people that did die died, but like you guys are special, and it's a really sweet moment. And we see like Sasha, like she obviously is really appreciating this moment. We see like a cute little panel of her, and it makes it so sad later. They're also making fun of Jean because he's shaving his newly grown beard, and I think that's hilarious. Like they're just kind of poking fun at Jean because like he's obviously trying to grow facial hair, but it's not quite all in there. Although he is looking fly. So we transition to a scene with Gabby and Falco. If you remember, Gabby's trying to kill all of the Survey Corps. I don't know what she expects. She's seen what they can do, but whatever. She's going to try to kill all of them, and Falco, being rational, is trying to stop her. Gabby's recalling, you know, her friends that died. Sophia and Udo, I think are their names. One was crushed by a pillar, and one was trampled to death trying to save the person that was crushed by a pillar, which wouldn't have worked anyway. So that's super sad, and she's like, I like her position. I can sympathize with Gabby, but I don't like her as a character. But her perspective makes a lot of sense. Like she's in this position where the Eldians have always been ostracized and always been like discriminated against and treated poorly by the Marleyans, and she's in this position where she like built up this reputation for herself in the army and or the military or whatever, and she's gonna become the next Armor Titan, or she's looking like she's gonna be the next Armor Titan and everything. And then this happens. Eldians, of all people, Eldians from outside, come and just destroy everything and ruin everything that she's like been trying to build towards. She's been trying to make it like, hey, all Eldians aren't devils, but that's not what it looks like now. And I can see like after this arc maybe like the Marleyans who are here being really, really, really unfairly cruel to like all the Eldians, more so than usual, because of this attack, even though the Eldians here had nothing to do with it. They don't care. They're probably going to be like, you're all evil, and just do a bunch of mean shit and build up to the next fight in the next arc. And I'm a little scared to see that, because I know the series can get pretty dark. Now, while Gabby is going down this kind of thought process and like talking about how like these Eldians are devils, like we've seen it, like they're literally devils. Like I don't know what the hell's wrong with them, but we can't let them be there because we're Eldians and we don't want like them to like make us look bad. Blah blah blah. She's going down this whole path here, and Falco is meanwhile trying to kind of like remembering what Eren and Reiner were talking about and everything, and like whole different perspective. He's thinking like, no, it's not true. What Eren was saying is right. We are the same. It's just like what they're willing to do is like because of the situation that they were in, that they're trying to get revenge because we attacked them first. And like he has this whole like enlightened kind of thing for like being so young and being like so inexperienced and whatnot. So Gabby pops out from a wall and she like goes to shoot this guy and she nails him. She nails this guy, and it was the guy that like Jean was like left in charge of like the last remaining people that were like straggling behind or whatever, and she just nails him. He's out. He's dead. And if I remember right, I'm pretty sure I saw this guy before, so I looked it up. I think this is the guy that back when Rodriguez was attacking whatever village he was attacking, I think he was in charge of the garrison, and this guy that was in charge of that garrison joined the Survey Corps, and now he just died. Not that it really matters because he's dead now, but you know, thought I'd bring it up. So Gabby figures out that the 3D maneuver gear is still functional, like it's connected to the blimp, and she like shoots the other one and she sees how it retracts, so she's like holding the one that's connected to the blimp, is like gonna go up there to kill everyone with her rifle. And as she's doing this, like Falco can't really stop her, but he manages to grab on to the body of this guy, the dead guy, that Gabby's also holding on to, and they're both just shooting straight up to the blimp, and yeah, that's happening. Now Falco's motivation for like grabbing on is like because he wants to save Gabby. He has feelings for Gabby, and he wants her to stay as safe as possible. Like Reiner also wants, like something that Reiner was telling him, like if you want to save Gabby, you have to become the Armor Titan, and you have to be like this like soldier kind of guy, and he's trying to fulfill that right now by like grabbing on and like going with her and protecting her, but it doesn't really seem like she needs a lot of protecting, at least at first. Like, she immediately kills someone when she gets on this blimp. She gets on the blimp, she just rolls with her gun, like, the second she gets up, so, like, she's, like, in a shooting position, and then she shoots Sasha in the heart or something, some kind of artery, because she bleeds out and dies. Oh, this hit me so hard. If someone was gonna die, honestly, I hate to say it, I was kind of hoping it'd be Connie. Like, I love all of the 104th Division Scout Cadet guys, but like Sasha, like, come on, no, her new design was so good. Potato Girl. Ugh. So Sasha gets shot, and as Jean notices this, he goes to shoot Gabby as well, and Gabby is gonna shoot again. She would have shot Jean in the face, but Falco, who was also, you know, right there on the blimp, he flipped up right after the first shot, and he tackles Gabby so that the shot misses Jean. And that's super important, because Falco just saved Jean's life. What's terribly tragic is that Sasha spared Gabby, and that Gabby ended up killing Sasha, while Jean was going to kill Falco, hesitated for just a second, it was still going through with it, and like because of that 1 second of hesitation, it ended up not killing Falco, but like was resolved to kill him, and it ends up that Falco is the one that saves Jean's life now because he tackled Gabby. So it's a weird kind of like flow of events, and it leads with it ends with Sasha being dead. So I'm distraught. Sasha, no. Gabby and Falco are captured promptly. Like, they did kill Sasha, and they would have killed Jean. What Falco wasn't against Gabby in this situation, but they did some damage. But they got captured, and they were brought into a room where they were actually confronted with Zeke of all people. He has like his limbs cut off and stuff, but it's freaking Zeke, and he seems like not super concerned about his situation, which is throwing them off. So Hanji comes into the room and talks with Zeke about the plan and whatnot, and this is when Zeke says like, "Oh, there's so many miscalculations. I didn't really do that good," and blah blah blah, and this is like it's crazy. This is like they're totally in cahoots, like 100% confirmed, because he's saying like there was miscalculations in my plan. It's insane. Like it kind of makes sense, because who really thought that Zeke was killed by like Levi? Like that was an epic scene, and he definitely took down the Beast Titan. But like, did he really kill him back then? No one. I don't think many people like were 100% committed to that. So seeing Zeke alive now and part of this plan, it's like not a huge bombshell, but it's still pretty cool to see revealed and like confirmed and whatnot. Jean's pretty mad at Zeke's like little mole spy person, because she might have dropped these both Porco and Peek in the pit, but wow, say that 3 times fast. Porco and Peek in the pit, but they got out, and because of that, like 6 of their people died. And if it wasn't for that, maybe none of them would have died. Honestly, the scouts were doing really good, and they've messed up a lot of their forces, like hundreds of people, a bunch of officials, all of their naval fleet. They took the freaking Warhammer Titan. Like, they came out pretty freaking good here. Levi and Zeke exchanged some words here, and he's like saying like, "You must have wanted to kill me really badly because I'm not such a good like." Levi and Zeke exchange some words, and it basically boils down to Levi saying like, you're gonna be my like finishing, like my dessert here. Like you're gonna be the last person I kill, and because I like to savor every last bit of my last meal or whatever. So Levi has every intention of still killing Zeke, is what this scene reveals. But we see that he's willing to work with Zeke for the meantime, because obviously it's for the greater good. And this alliance seems pretty good. Like Marley is in a terrible position without Zeke right now, and the Warhammer Titan. Like it's just Peek and Porco, I think, that they have that are Titans now. Oh, and Reiner, but Reiner is in a terrible mental state, so it's not looking good for them. Oh, I almost forgot. One of the most important parts about what the Survey Corps accomplished in this attack is that they got Zeke. Like, not only is Zeke the Beast Titan, but Zeke, on top of that, has royal blood, and that means that they can utilize the coordinate, like, to its fullest potential. Like, at least if they figured that out, because us as manga readers, we saw that, like, the Smiling Titan, you know, had royal blood. It was Zeke's mom from, you know, way back, got turned into a Titan and whatnot. And when Eren touched that, he could use the coordinate. Like the coordinate, he was like commanding Titans and stuff for a short amount of time. And I guess he probably could have done this with Historia, but I'm not sure exactly why. Like I can see there being like some difficulties because she's like ruling, you know, and stuff, and putting her right into danger, you know, probably isn't the best idea. But now they have Zeke, that isn't an issue at all. Like I doubt any of them really care about Zeke that much. And even if they do end up caring about Zeke, Zeke is a warrior, so it's fine. To end the chapter, we get some sad reminders that, yes, Sasha is dead. Don't forget that, guys. Sasha is dead. And we see Eren dealing with the news, and Jean kind of like putting all the blame on him because Eren is the one that initiated this plan. Like they had something else planned apparently or something, and because Eren did this, he like forced their hand. So if Eren didn't do this, Sasha would be alive, and as well as those 6 other, well, I guess 7 now because that other guy also died outside before the count. So 8 people in total died. All 8 of them would be alive if not for Eren. Jean's placing all this blame on Eren, and Eren's like, you can see that he is like grieving, like he's clenching his teeth, and he's like upset that Sasha died because of him. But when you like, I think he realizes that this needed to be done, and that they came out really strong, and that like the war effort is really furthered because of this. They're in a really good position, you know, to be in control of this battle now, and it's because of what they did and because of the sacrifices that had to be made, and that's kind of like a reoccurring theme of Attack on Titan, really. Like, with the victory comes sacrifices every time. So, hate to see that Sasha had to go for this battle, but it had to be done. So this chapter leaves me wondering what's going to happen with both Gabby and Falco. You know, they're with the Survey Corps now in this blimp, and Zeke, who is the traitor, and with this whole plot, and they're not really super useful to anyone on the blimp right now, and they have so much development put into them in the story, so I'm pretty sure they're not both gonna die right now before, you know, they progress and like develop more as characters. But I'm not really sure how it's going to go from here, because if like logically, if I was there, I'd be like, well, freaking kill him. Like they murdered Sasha, kill him. I hate them, or at least throw him in prison for like indefinitely. You know, like I wouldn't let them do anything. But you never know, maybe there'll be like more of a challenge for them getting out of Marley's territory. You know, maybe there's another blimp or something. It looks like they kind of planned around this really well, but you never know. There could be more of a challenge, and that's when Gabby and Falco make their break for it. You know, they jump to another blimp or found a parachute. I don't know. There's all kinds of possibilities. So as compared to last chapter, which was really action-packed and had Eren using the Jaw Titan as a nutcracker, still not over that. This chapter was transitional in nature, and it focused a lot on like the emotional aspect of Sasha passing, and Eren dealing with the consequences of him coming here into like and initiating this whole like attack and stuff, and also throwing in the tidbit like they came out pretty good. Like they came out pretty good. As sad as it is that Sasha's dead, and like as emotionally distraught as they are, they came out good. So. Yeah, that's pretty much all this chapter focused on, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. It was a good chapter, especially coming off of that action-y chapter, because after that I thought, well, the next chapter is going to be mediocre in comparison, you know, like, no matter how good it is. It's like, with that happening last chapter, but that wasn't true at all, and I'm really glad to say. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for me. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed my video, and as always, if you're still here, I really appreciate you watching the video. I know these can get kind of long and drawn out, especially because, you know, the chapters are like 40 pages. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video at all, I do these monthly as the chapters come out. I also review a bunch of other series that you can see on my channel. So yeah, until next time, guys. See ya.